Howdy do, my name is Luis Alberto Figueroa and I'm one of the Secretary Generals of this competition.
And I'm Clara Ramirez Reyes, your other Secretary General for your Modelo Virtual Estudiantil. In this video, we hope to clarify some doubts for delegates, presidents, and moderators.
First, let's begin with the initial stages of this competition. First, we'll start with an opening ceremony in order to introduce ourselves formally to every delegate. After this, delegates will be sent to their independent committees in which they must click on the participants option, click on themselves only to click on more, then the rename option, and they must rename themselves to the delegation that they represent. It is also important to mention that since there won't be any placards during this competition, delegates will be utilizing the raising hand option in Zoom.
Now let's talk about what we expect of the delegates. Like in all model UN competitions, delegates are expected to show respect to their peers, presidents, and staff. That means that you cannot interrupt a delegate or president as they are speaking. You must also utilize proper procedure at all times. Failure to comply will mean a deduction of diplomacy points. Aside from this, there are strict things that delegates must abide by. This model does not tolerate any sort of abuse, harassment, or bullying. Inappropriate behavior is not welcome. As stated in our code of conduct, the presidents and staff reserve the right to remove you from the activity at any given point if you are found engaging in these activities. Please read and carefully understand our code of conduct before entering the Modelo Virtual Estudiantil.
Now let's start talking about the procedural peculiarities, if you will, of the competition. Like most model UN, such as Federation or Congress, we follow the point system. These are 4 points: point of information, point of procedure, point of order, and point of personal privilege. I'll address them quickly. Point of information is utilized for when a delegate has doubts or to clarify something. Meanwhile, point of procedure is in order for a delegate to make motions in a committee. We have then point of order, which is utilized to mention mostly when another delegate is out of order or against what their delegation is supposed to represent. And then we have point of personal privilege, which for this competition will be utilized in order to send information or websites to the president, which will be evaluated. Now let's quickly address how the committees will work. In standard committees such as the Gender Equality Competition and la crisis climática de Puerto Rico, we will be following a pretty straightforward system. This begins with the speakers list, only then to go to the voting on the agenda items, which is the agenda that your chair has placed on the briefing already, but obviously the voting on the open agenda item, which the delegates bring themselves. Then we will be moving to the closed debate on each one of the topics of the agendas, only then to have an unmoderated caucus in between and one final unmoderated caucus to begin the making of resolutions. The resolutions will conclude the competition along with the amendments. In joint crisis, these may change. For example, there won't be an open agenda item, and it is quite possible that delegates won't ever get to their final topic since they will be working on various crises during the committee.
In case you need a refresher on parliamentary procedure, or you just want to know about the proper procedure for voting on agenda items, please refer to our committee terminology guide that we prepared for this activity. This should include everything you need to know about this activity, the parliament, and the parliamentary procedure, but you can always ask your committee presidents. If you don't have any documents we've mentioned in this video, please make sure to ask your president or your moderator so that we can get these documents to you as quickly as possible.
Remember, if you have any doubts, do not fear on emailing us at modelovirtualnu@gmail.com. We hope that this video has been useful for you delegates, and we expect you on May 9th at 9:30 a.m.
Okay, stay safe.